What was your childhood like?
Actually, it was real good. We, I had a neighbor, a first cousin, Jack Stratton, who was just like a brother, and he and I played together a lot as youngsters. And I thought, you know, we were actually poor along with everybody else, but we didn't know we were poor, and we actually, I think, we enjoyed life uh, a lot, really. Yeah, we were very happy, and what we were doing, and so on and so forth. Farming at that time that was that was pioneer work, really. It was really a hard life, but everybody was in agriculture, was in the same situation, and people helped each other a lot. If one was having a little problem, the neighbors all came in and helped out. And so I think my childhood was very happy.
Okay, can you tell me about the sub-state baseball game you played in high school?
We were playing South Tama, and we were leading 3-0 in the bottom of the seventh, 2 outs, nobody on base. Well, there was a walk and an error, another walk, the bases are loaded, and actually a guy by the name of Dunlap, who later played for Iowa, came up, and I was playing center field, and he hit one over my head, and I think the ball is still going. I don't think it's ever stopped. Over the fence, grand slam homer, and we lost 4-3. And I think the manager, or the coach, I should say, at that time, should have walked him, because he went on and played for the University of Iowa. He was a great hitter.
Can you tell me about the cars you've purchased in your life?
The first car I bought was a Chevrolet, and it was in bad shape. It was quite old. I paid $75 for it.
Can you tell me about your brother Daryl's service?
He came home on furlough. He was drafted in 1941, and he came home from Des Moines for the weekend, and we were playing Montezuma in the football game, and so he got to see the football game, and that was one of the few times that I ever remember my dad really enjoyed the game. In fact, he had a few beers, and that was probably the only time in his lifetime the cows never got milked that night. He was in Louisiana, California, Louisiana, Pennsylvania, and then shipped over to England and went in a week after D-Day, and he fought over there for a long time. Actually, he got caught in the Battle of the Bulge and came out of that in good shape. And about all he ever said, he brought home a German Luger, and he said he took it off a captain. The captain had him cornered in the barn, and he said it was either he or me, but he said I had to protect myself, and I took the Luger off of him. There was crossroads, and there was a gal. He noticed this gal selling something over there, and he went over, and she was selling rosaries. And while he was out of his half-track buying a rosary, the half-track took a direct hit. Had he been in it, he would have been killed. So the rosary, buying the rosary, actually saved his life.
From a professional standpoint, what are you the most proud of?
Being the top salesman at Yoder's back in the late 60s and early 70s, because I lived a long ways away from their plant. I was in northeast Iowa, and their plant was actually south of Iowa City.
From a professional standpoint, do you have any regrets?
Probably if I'd known I was going to live this long, I might have worked a little longer.
All right, can you tell me about how you met Mom?
I met Ann on a blind date. Bill Barron was in the bank, and he was on the school board, and he said, I want you to meet this gal. And I said, oh, I'm not interested. He and I were having a couple of beers. So about 2 or 3 more beers later, I said, what the hell, I don't have anything to lose. So we went to a St. Patrick's Day dance in Cedar Rapids. It was the night, St. Patrick's night dance in Cedar Rapids. Yeah. And so that started the romance.
How did it go when you met Mom's parents?
It went along pretty good. I told Cyrilla while she was working in the kitchen that I thought of a lot of Ann, and I thought maybe we might get married sometime or whatever. And she said, well, I got to get this roast in the oven. She ignored me.
What was the best piece of advice you ever received?
The doctor in Iowa City that examined me said, you know, you're a heavy smoker? I said, yes. He said, well, there's 50 doctors in my department. We've all quit smoking but 2. Did you get the message? I said, I got the message. So that night at 8 o'clock, Ann and I both quit smoking. That was in 1967.
If you could go back and relive one day, what day would you choose?
Well, I've thought about this quite a bit, and probably I came home one day and Anne had been diagnosed with cancer before that, and I never ever saw her cry. But when I walked into the kitchen and she kind of met me coming from the living room, I could tell her eyes were really red, and I didn't think quick enough, and I wish I had grabbed her and hugged her and so forth, but I didn't. And of course, she wanted to change the subject right away and talk about something else, and so forth. So, yeah, I wish I had done that, but I've thought about it a good many times. Yeah.
What do you miss the most about the old days?
Families were a little closer together then. They didn't have TV, and we had the first radio in the neighborhood, and we played a lot of cards in the evening. You either read by a kerosene lamp or a Aladdin lamp, and played a lot of cards, made a lot of popcorn, and we made a lot of fudge.
What are you most proud of?
Anne and the family. 8 children, and they all get along, and that's number one in my book.
What brings you the most happiness today?
Shooting 36.
At what age?
Especially in on Men's Day against one of the top golfers.
At what age did you shoot the 36?
95. I get inside the clubhouse and I received an ovation, and I ended up buying a lot of drinks.
What advice would you pass along to your grandkids about what they choose to do or try to become?
Follow your heart and be happy in whatever you do. It isn't so important to make a lot of money, make enough to make a living or whatever. That's fine. But follow your heart and be happy in what you do.
What values would you like to pass down to your grandkids?
Honesty, integrity, and enjoy each day as if it were the last.
What was the best decision you ever made?
Best decision I ever made was marrying Anne. Amen.